Get out of the way, you bad dog bitch.
Right, go find the thing. Let's see what Harry happens.
Oh, fucking... Of course it's a text adventure to start. I hope it's not multiple text adventures. If that's what it is. Oh, it fucking is as well. If there's maybe a death drive in between, I'll see. We'll see. We shall see. We may have reached the end of this game. At least in terms of patience. Okay. Oh, I thought maybe it was... no. I'm reading John Constantine just now.
Right.
So I've not seen the Grim Reaper, but seen Satan. Do you mind Nergal? Are we familiar with Nergal? Did you ever read John Constantine?
No.
I've
read a few Justice Leagues that have him in it, but no, I've never read Constantine. What does the devil look like?
I mean, it's just a stereotypical devil, but he kind of goes about as a rat and invades people's bodies.
Nice. Who drew it?
A good question. I will check. A few people drew it like off and on.
Oh, right.
But it's got a consistent look to it. Over like 20 big books.
I really want to read Sandman.
Sandman?
Yeah.
Just watch the Netflix show.
I would watch the first one and it was just really insufferable. In fact, no, I watched more than the first one. When does Lucifer show up?
I don't know, I never watched it.
Oh, did you not? It's fucking Brienne of Tarth as Lucifer. And you're like, what? And it just, I don't know, it just annoyed me because it's just everyone's been race swapped and gender swapped and everything else. And they made his little freaking manslave. They made that racist. It isn't racist in the book. He's some little goblin type creature
like
with ginger hair.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. And then in the show they changed it to like a black woman and you're like, you've just made that really racist.
Yeah.
When it wasn't racist in the book.
Exactly.
But they were like, look how not racist we are. There's a bunch of, different ethnicity like characters in here. You're like, you just made it weird now. It wasn't weird before.
They do that in the Artemis Fowl movie.
Oh,
they
do
race swap him. He's meant to be Eurasian.
Who?
Butler. Artemis
Was he
Fowl's Butler.
Right.
Is,
I thought he was maybe like Russian or something like that.
Eurasian, I'm sure, is the sort of description they use.
Right.
Maybe it is like sort of Russian, but they sort of use the word Eurasian. And they make him black instead. I'm like, that's really... But then he never calls him Butler. He calls him by his real name, which is a pure reveal, like 2 or 3 books in.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not... like he never fucking called him that whole movie.
But this is...
We should rip on that movie.
I complain about it all the time. I've heard it's comically bad.
It is. It's so bad. Especially if you've read
haven't they made the head of the like leprechaun organisation a lassie as well?
Aye.
And they're like...
Julius Root.
Wasn't part of her thing... like the sort of agent or whatever she is, leprechaun. Wasn't her part of her thing like she was in a male dominated field, so it was more impressive.
Exactly, so it made
that was her character arc.
Exactly. It's Dame Judi Dench who plays her as well. It's like, why did you get Dame Judi Dench to play fucking Julius Root? Fucking twats.
But it'll be in a film made by people who either never read the book, didn't like the book, or both. Thought they had to quote unquote fix it. That's why everything's shit these days. We were going to fix Star Wars, that most beloved franchise of all time, but no, it needs you, 21-year-old, gender fluid, fucking gender studies major, to fix it.
But that was the other thing that Maisel, I forgot to tell you, at Marvel did, is so he had a creative council in charge of, like, they were basically like producers on all the movies, and unlike kind of Hollywood producers, they were like, they took an active role in producing the movie, so they'd be like, right, this character, like I've written this character for like 20 years, so I know what this character would say and I know how he would act in every scenario. Oh fuck me, I'm just gonna rattle.
I think this
through
is just a whole text
big
adventure.
text adventure. Right, well, I'll rattle through it and maybe put it up as a somebody can watch. It's all in a basement as well. It's Badman's basement. it's some mafia storyline.
I feel like I could get into this, but not while we're like.
Yeah, not when we're riffing. Let's say I'll put it up so people can enjoy it. I won't like rattle through it too quick so you can't read it.
Yeah.
But I will gradually just kind of put it through. But then apparently Kevin Feige dissolved the creative council during the kind of making of like Civil War, ironically,
right,
where he basically was demanding more money, like more budget. So it could be more like big budget Hollywood. He's like, we need more money to make these movies. And Maisel had left really when Marvel got bought over by Disney. Aye, because he made like something ridiculous. He made like 20 million when they bought it over. Because he also, as well as resolving the financials, he asked for shares in Disney, which at the time were really lower than they were kind of supposed to be. So the company shares like went up 456%. Up to about 2018, there's been a slight dip in like share value of Disney, but you have to remember, like, for something like almost every second year from about 2012 onwards, it was a Marvel movie that was the highest grossing movie that year.
Yeah.
Like, it was an insane run. But I think that he basically, with the creative council, had all this pre-written, knew where they were going with it, and really it's Kevin Feige who's fucked it up since. I think Kevin Feige's he's managed what was already built for him. So I think his success is very similar to Bob Iger. I think I told you before, like Bob Iger joined Disney like the year they released The Lion King, exactly. Yeah. Like I would say probably one of the most famous Disney musicals, like of all time. Like there's still stage shows of The Lion King.
Yeah.
They've remade it. They actually, did you ever watch the Mufasa movie?
No.
It's actually alright. Like, they took the weird animation that they used for like the Lion King remake and they actually made it a bit better, so the animals are a bit more expressive. And doing a Mufasa origin story, it wasn't shit. It was actually pretty good. Snow White wasn't shit either. You know what? I quite enjoyed that movie.
No, I never saw it.
Well, no one saw it because of all the controversy around fucking what's her face, Rachel Zegler. But the other thing as well is they totally miscast like the Mad Witch, not witch, the Mad Queen.
Who was it?
It was Gal Gadot. It's like
really?
mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? It's like Gal Gadot. Still, you're sitting there going, it's still Gal Gadot. I'm like, no, but Rachel Zegler. It's like, no, she's not the fairest. But then they change it to like.
But that's probably the point.
Aye, they changed it to a fairest. Well, fairest. They were like, oh no, because she's a fair queen. It's not about looks. You chauvinistic men. It was like, fuck off. And she's called Snow White, right? Not because her skin is pale as white as snow and all that, but because she was born on a snowy day. Cool. I wish I could have got a photo of your face there and just flashed it up on screen, because
cool.
Can't capture like that wee moment. But
know how those timeless fairy tales? Well, I can do it better.
Shite.
Like, it's just, isn't that kind of arrogant though? Like, I can do it better. I can do Star Wars better. I can do Snow White better.
I mean, Star Wars. Aye. Disney's got a good reputation as a business of maintaining IP. It's not been the best at creating new IP. I mean, if you think about it...
Well, no, Disney hasn't really created anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just about to say, when I took a moment to think about what I was saying, I was like...
Even Mickey Mouse is a rip-off of Itchy from The Simpsons.
It's an original creation like Ricky Rouse and Ronald Ruck. Sherry Bobbins.
Here's one for you. What is the first cartoon ever made?
Steamboat Willie?
No, it isn't, but everyone thinks it is, because Disney did a whole campaign, and there's, I'm sure it still goes on today, there's a whole campaign of suppressing the earlier cartoons and that. It was an early one, but it was not the earliest. Bobo the Dog was made before it by, I want to say Fleischer Brothers, but Yeah, it's 100% not Steamboat Willie, but Disney's deliberately kind of built up that lie over the years.
The narrative that was.
Yep.
And of course it was like 100 years ago now, so it was like no one's going to really call them out on it and be like, no, that's not the history.
Aye.
I was there.
Revisionist history.
I don't know so much. Is it revisionist or is it just intentional, like
sort of, because they'll say it was the first cartoon ever made, and maybe there's like an asterisk there. Maybe it's like that was over 60 seconds, or that was fully animated or something like that. Because maybe like Bobo the dog, I think had like
that had music or whatever.
Well, I think it had like live action as well as animation,
Manchester,
or crap like that.
Is
that his name from The Simpsons? I couldn't think what his name was.
There is definitely a Chester out there, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Man's signed photograph.
Well, Bill Finger is a big, basically a real life example of that. You know, like Batman. It says every Batman you'll ever buy says created by Bob Kane.
Mm-hmm.
It's only very recently that they've started adding. Well, Bob Kane's dead now. That they started adding Bill Finger.
Wow.
Or they'll put with thanks to Bill Finger or stuff like that. Because it's one of those things where
backhanded compliment that into it with thanks to like.
Well, but that'll be one of those things. Is like it'll be a legal thing. They can't say that because he wanted it to be. I think it was like Pigeon. Honestly, it was like Pigeon Man or something like that. It wasn't even Owl Man. He wanted it to do it, and that was why. Like, if you look at the very first cover of like Batman, his cape looks really weird. It looks like wings, and apparently that's because originally he drew it as like bird wings.
It's where the grey came from.
Yeah, and Bill Finger was the one that said like, no, make it a bat.
Retarded.
Yeah, make it a bat. That's spookier. And he wrote all the scripts, and because Bill Finger would tell you, oh, I do everything. I write the scripts. I draw it. I ink it. Everything. It was like the 70s odd, and he was like, oh, the truth is, I still draw about like 90% of it. He hadn't picked up a pencil in about 20 years at that point.
Exactly, Lion Fox.
There's a bit of a conspiracy that the original drawings of the Joker are actually supposed to look like Bob Kane. Like, I've seen them side by side, and I don't know that I buy it, but it's a really interesting read. It was your boy Linkara shared it years ago. The page has probably been taken down now, but it was somebody's like Tumblr blog or whatever. But it was like huge. It was pages and pages of it. Because there's a bunch of examples of Bob Kane's artwork that they're like, this is clearly traced from, an issue of Tintin or what have you that came out like 2 weeks earlier.
Man's dad loves Tintin. It's just one of those things. I've never seen the appeal of Tintin. I suppose he's just like, and I was going to say Indiana Jones, but
yeah, Nathan Drake, whoever.
Yeah,
probably is.
He's the original adventurer with his wee dog. Yeah.
I'm sure it was Bill Finger that, wrote everything, came up with, like, Bruce Wayne, came up with Gotham City, came up with, like, everything important, everything that's actually stayed was Bill Finger.
Endearing sort of detail into it, aye. Because it's all in the origin, it's all in the deets.
So yeah, I'll try and dig it out and send it to you. It's an interesting read.
You want to put together a wee punk universe,
Oh, did he just get smacked with that basie?
Can he have Rydell Pigeon face? That doesn't make sense.
Smacked with that basie, he's dead.
Mad Rydell Wildo.
This is a bit weird because I just started watching the Jojo series. Is it Golden Wind, where it's Giorno?
Wind.
Because I've never seen it before.
It's an interesting season. How far through it are you?
Just the first one.
Alright, fine.
I tried watching it a while ago, but I only got a few in because I watched it on Crunchyroll. Like with Honor's ads and everything else, so I wasn't really enjoying it that much. I couldn't really get sucked in, but I just saw it on Netflix. I was like, I'm gonna give that a try because I think have they done Steel Ball Run yet?
No.
They're making it. I don't know if it was out yet or not.
I think if it's anything like all the other anime, it will come out in October. That's the
Right.
My Hero Academia.
Is that their like
Demon
launch
Slayer
season or some shit?
One Punch Man. I don't know. It seems to the stars have aligned. The Chainsaw Man movie. It just seems to be all of them.
We're getting season 3 of One Punch Man.
Yes.
That's
October.
interesting. I'm really intrigued because I don't know what is going to happen next.
Well, mind I was saying earlier about the Blue Ocean, like Blue Ocean, Red Ocean thing.
Yes.
It's like, and I thought this was an interesting theory. Has Marvel actually movies been consistently good, but there's now so much competition that it's actually ruined superhero movies?
In some ways, I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's just anything like it's going to get a bit samey.
Yeah. Not even bad Marvel movies, just bad like movies.
Just to get well, movies are no one takes any risks anymore. That's why. Just no one goes to the cinema 'cause it's just shit that well Hollywood. I mean, they take no risks. They just bring out the same shit over and over again. Let's remake Snow White again.
No, well, Disney's doing that just to refresh the IP. That's their whole live action
well,
strategy.
possibly.
It's just to refresh the IP, so it
Yeah,
sells.
they're garbage.
But again, it seems like a false economy to just do this live action strategy when no one's watching them. You're losing 200, 300 million when it's like, no, but see, if you made a good movie that people went to see, you could claw that money back probably quite easily.
I'll just make Moana 3 even. Like, why not? Get Dwayne in there, sing a few
I don't
bars.
get Moana. I really don't.
I saw the first one.
Loves Moana. Oh, what's it?
You must have been holding R to.
Oh, does that speed?
Apparently it does.
Do that?
I'll hit the pause button if you want to read it then. What was I going to say about Dwayne singing a few bars? Well, yeah, it's kind of the thing as well is you need to like leave shit alone for a wee while. Like, it's great seeing Superman flying about and zapping folk, but you need to kind of like let it sit for a while when it's just superhero action constantly. Use a wee example, like I've been watching wrestling recently and someone kind of made the point to me. He was like, I just want somebody to stay in the ring and try and pin someone. And I was like, good point. Every match, 5 seconds in, folk are doing backflips over the top rope, off the top rope, out to the floor, out the ring. And like, that used to be cool when A, not many folk were doing it, and B, it was like this pure intense rivalry, and it was like, I need to pull out all the stops, like I need to put my own body at risk here and like take him out. They do it straight away.
Aye.
And it's getting faker and faker because they're trying to make it safer and safer because everybody wants to do it. So like it's at the point where there's just 3 or 4 guys standing outside doing nothing to catch the dude doing a backflip. You're like, it just looks fake as shit.
Aye.
It's like everybody just stop doing backflips for a wee while and then start bringing it back gradually. Do it once in a while. You go, oh, look at that.
You can't overplay it into it. It's like a ballet. You can't do a pure triple sow cow every time.
Aye.
Otherwise you get bored of the triple sow cow.
Yeah, so like superhero films, I think there's a wee bit of that going on. Is it's like that's why it's one of the reasons Batman I think sort of has stayed popular is because it's a bit more like grounded. It's like Bobby Pattinson. I don't know that he throws a kick in that entire film. I think he just throws hands at people, but like in a good way. I'm like it's kind of cool. It's just sort of he just gives folk a 3-piece combo and knocks them out, and you're sort of like, all right, to the point, cool.
What's your take on the double punch that Christian Bale does to like the Joker in the Dark Knight? Where he sort of like leans and like does that.
It's what if you think about it? If you step into it enough, it would really mess somebody up. It's just one of those weird things that like see the whole Bruce Lee backhand strike that he does, right? Would that hurt somebody? Yeah, it would, but a straight kind of boxing style jab would probably hurt more.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like that, like his mad double punch thing.
If you get follow through on that,
yeah, it would hurt. I mean, imagine getting punched in the stomach and face at the same time. It would hurt, but I just think
versus the glove slap.
I wasn't a fan of the fighting in the first 2 Dark Knight films in general. It was
shite.
What's his name? Chrissy Nolan got really fascinated by this bullshit martial art called KC fighting method.
Right.
Because they were on about, well, see, on paper, his logic was, I've never seen that before, and I think it would be cool if Batman did stuff you haven't seen before. And I'm like, I kind of get that, but he pure bought into the bullshit. He was like, oh, so he comes at me with a knife, and then I would do this, and then blah, 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 blah. And that's me. See, each strike is breaking a bone in the leg as I move up, and you're like, that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. And that's why he's kind of like, there's so much of like this weird like elbows he's using in like the first two films.
He's sort of like pointy.
Because I mean, he made another good point. Nolan, he was on about why would Batman do like a jumping, spinning 720 kick when he could just headbutt someone? And I'm like, see, I both agree and disagree with that. Yes, he would if he could just headbutt them.
Yeah.
But it's also the point of when there's like 5 guys around him. Sometimes the only thing he could do is a jumping 720 whatever.
Exactly. Aye.
Like you could get both.
Headbutt's a self-sacrificing maneuver, even with all the armour and stuff.
Nah, even with a cowl, with the big cowl on, I think he'd be alright.
Yeah. I might go in you.
Go in you a bit. That could kill someone, Hans.
Could bust an eyeball.
Take off a nut like that.
Take off a nut. Yeah, that's it. Beat me to the punch. Slam the course together. I think this is some weird nostalgic look back at Bad Girl.
That'll be her teaching him how to use a basey bat. Use a base.
Who's calling for more of this? They're sitting there in the Suda 51 like conference room and they're like that. You know what the DLC needs? More of the fucking text adventure. The fans want more text adventure.
I've already said I like the text adventure.
I like it,
just not while I'm sitting conversating.
But this one, because it keeps going like to be continued and it just rattles straight in. It's not even giving me an option to quit. It's like, you know, do you want to continue? It's like, no, of course you do. You love the text adventure. You get high off these text adventures. Part 75.
Movie. Oh, right, never mind. He's watching the movie.
Listen, this whole called Travis is going to win this fight to the death.
Maybe you shouldn't have raised her to be a mad assassin. Assassin.
God, he didn't even watch it like on the telly, he watched it on his phone.
Nah, probably. Whatever happened to Guns Akimbo? I thought they were going to do a sequel to that.
I mean, what would you do? Somebody else gets guns like stapled to it. What was the premise again?
He gets guns attached to his hands.
Yeah, but why?
And he can't. Well, it's some online streaming thing where they're like they need to kill each other. It's like a fight to the death type of thing.
Was it multiple assassins or was it 1v1?
Yeah, I'm sure there was multiple.
Okay.
Guns Akimbo's a good movie.
I don't remember it too well. I don't recall disliking it, but I don't remember it.
And but it ends with like a pure. Oh, I'm coming for you, Guns Akimbo. Like here comes the sequel.
There's a wider.
And I've not heard anything.
Universe.
I've not heard anything about them making one, and they should.
They don't have the confidence to do something without pre-existing IP. It's all about the IP. So I think I started explaining the wagon wheel. So Disney have this Marvel have this concept called the wagon wheel, and they're like the core of your wagon wheel is your IP, your characters, your stories, and then your spokes are how you can monetize that IP, and then the outer rim is like the synergy of all that. And he said so Marvel's original business strategy was really kind of just comics and franchising, and he's like, we don't want like just to franchise in comics. He said that's a 2-spoke wheel. So what we did is we made movies and then expanded into television shows, and then they had the toy arms. Games were actually ones that I hadn't thought of. So they do license the games. They don't own their own gaming company.
Well, the thing about games, apparently games make more than movies and music combined these days. Which I 100% could buy, but I think there's probably a few asterisks there as well. Because is it the games themselves or is it bullshit microtransactions and things like that?
Even with the bullshit microtransactions, like you look at like Spider-Man 2 for the PS5, that game came out $60.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people bought it at that because they were like, "No, the first game was so good."
Well, I mean, maybe I could buy it as well because like nobody buys music. You don't pay for music. So this is what I'm saying by
music?
No. So this is what I mean by like there's an asterisk there.
I won't Spotify anything.
A lot of folk.
Most people do exactly.
Are they only counting folk that buy it, or are they counting like
I don't know who goes out and buys an album? Fucking thieves.
Games are worth more than the entire like streaming industry? Or are they just saying it's more than the sales?
I feel they haven't even gotten clever though, and to start offsetting price to try and encourage you to just go entirely digital. I'll still like you'll see a game and it's like £60 and £60. I'm like, well,
yeah, you're like fuck off.
Buy
like,
physical media.
Yeah, exactly. Get fucked. Like, no, that really winds me up.
There's no and they've not figured that out that if they do want that because it saves on all the overheads of like manufacture,
it's like,
distribution, and all that shit. And with the internet the way at level it is, there's no reason not to do everything digital. Like every month I download all 3 games. Fuck, Psychonauts 2 was... Nobody played Psychonauts 2, and it's not a bad game, but it's like... It's a sequel to like a PS2 game, so the hype is just so long gone that it's like, who even cares? And they did a terrible job, in my opinion, of reminding you what happened in Psychonauts. I'm like, I don't really remember who I am or what I'm doing and why I'm doing this. It was kind of just like, here's the controls again, get on with it, and you're like, who am I? But yeah, just all the kind of story-driven Marvel games. I feel Batman did it. That's the other thing is about the Marvel journey is that DC kind of pioneered the way with like the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight made more money than Iron Man, so they came out the same year.
Right.
But like Iron Man made like say 500 million, and the Dark Knight made just shy of $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was more of a trigger of people to go, oh, there's some money to be made with these movies, There's stuff to go after here, and Warner Bros. Kind of has their own studio anyway, so I assume they're not paying 30% to some other cunt to make their movies.
I'm not sure,
but I thought it was interesting the shots thing. They're trying to lower the cost, but how much does it stifle creativity? But then how much is good enough? You know what I mean? Do you really, like directors, do you really need like fucking 40 shots, the same room for every
I think
angle?
it depends on the film. It depends on what you're making. Like if you're making
a snuff movie,
Iron Man, then I say this as somebody who reads comics, but I don't think it needs to be like if you watch a Stanley Kubrick film, he was sitting there like, oh no, it has to be exact. Your left bollock has to be raised by 1 millimeter this next time. Like, I want it perfect. The details were important. Whereas, like, as long as Bobby Downey Jr. doesn't like sneeze mid sentence or something like that, I think kind of
good enough next.
Not quite good. Not quite good enough next. But actors need to not be lazy fuckers. They need to show up and know their lines and rehearse it beforehand as well. You should be rehearsing on camera. It should have been rehearsed and ready to go. Like that's the point of making a film or recording an album or what have you. You don't turn up and you're practicing on record. You turn up ready to go and then they hit record and you do it like as best you can. That's kind of the idea.
I wanted to try and figure out before I went down to this, what is the strategy, what is the optimum, but I lost the argument with myself where I was like that. Were they picking like Oscar nominated but low value actors? But then it was like Chris Hemsworth never won fuck all, Chris Evans had never won fuck all.
It's not all about awards, it's about Twitter followers.
Well maybe, there you go, maybe I should ask ChatGPT. Like basically, so I said, look, give me a table.
Fuck ChatGPT.
Give me a table of Marvel actors with their Oscar nominations to try and see like, is there a picture? Like Tommy Lee Jones was in Captain America.
Yeah, he was the general dude.
Like, you say yeah. I like. And name 10 cunts who remember Tommy Lee Jones was in Captain America. But I was kind of like.
But it's the whole Moneyball thing as well, because like Chrissy Hemsworth is Australian. There'll be folk that it gets the. It gets you press in Australia. He can go do a press tour of Australia, going whatever their Richard and Judi equivalent is over there. Go on that. Whatever their equivalent of Graham Norton is, go on that, and it gets the film out in other markets as well.
Do you know Tom Hiddleston applied for the role of Thor?
Yes, I had heard that.
Talk about a lack of self-awareness. Yeah. No, not for you, son. No.
There's a few other names I can't remember, but there was some names that you're like, oh really, that kind of makes sense. You can kind of see it.
It's like when Sideshow Cecil goes
Cecil
and tries to be Krusty's assistant, and like Sideshow Bob's like there in the fucking corner.
Yeah, he's
it only works if he's got dignity.
Yeah,
he hits him with a pie and his mad hair pops out. Fucking love that episode, man.
So that'll have been how they kind of equated value. Yeah. George St. Pierre was in Captain America 2 for like a scene. He was UFC champion.
Oh yes,
he's the assassin right at the start.
Exactly. Okay.
But again, that will get like MMA fans interested, and he's from Canada, and he speaks French. Like natively speaks French. So again, he can do all the press tours and crap like that over there without it seeming kind of weird or forced, because he's just there.
Well, they talked about it was a lot of, and this is the early stuff. It was a lot of how they interact with each other. So there was a criteria stuff that they were evaluating, and I'm like, see that for me is what's clearly disappeared and gone off the rails. Because I'm like, where did Jonathan Majors come from as like a choice?
Which one's he?
He's Kang. He was meant to hold this whole phase together.
This whole bowl of fruits and nuts together.
Yeah, and I'm like, you look at his credentials and you go like no Oscar nominations. He was like a TV actor. And don't get me wrong, I mean, all these guys have been like fucking.
Yeah, but he'll have been big on TikTok or some shit like that.
No, not again. Fuck, for the love of Christ, please not again. Can I quit this? No. Jesus Christ, yes. Fuck off. I have enough from bad.
He'll have probably had a lot of followers on fucking TikTok or some shit like that. That'll have been half the reason he was.
Well, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll ask ChatGPT and I'll let you know. The problem is there's not good data on.
And it's not
how
even
many Twitter followers did they have at the time.
You can use something called the Wayback Machine to find shit like that, but it's not even.
What, the Wayback Machine?
Yeah, I think it's just a website, but it has like archives of old websites and what have you.
Okay.
But it's not even just that. It's not to get into the whole thing, but it won't just be number of Twitter followers. It will be
demographics.
Chrissy Hemsworth has a bunch of Twitter followers, 12 to 18,
in
and
Australia.
and then your man, what's his name? Who was Kang?
Who's Kang? Jonathan Majors.
Johnny Majors might have had a lot of Twitter followers who are 25 to 35. He might have only had 800,000 followers, but they're all in that range. Whereas, one of the other people they thought about giving the role only had followers that are like 65 plus, who don't leave the house, who aren't going to go see the film, type of thing.
Aye.
Anyway, Bev's actual maw.